Why you act the way you do? Why do you act the way you do? I ask, why do you act the way you do? It is because of temperament. Have you ever sat down and ask yourself, why do I behave this way? Why do I act this way? Why do I behave the way I do? And after behaving this way, I am unhappy. And after behaving this way, I am just happy. Or after behaving that way, I go back in my closet and I cry. Have you sat down to ask yourself why you act that way? It is because of your temperament. What is a temperament? Temperament is an innate behavior. Innate behavior in the sense that it is personally inborn in everybody. Everybody has a particular inside, a particular behavior that is associated to his genetics or to his gene. Okay, so one's temperament is always associated to the gene or genetics. That is why you act for what you do. Maybe you act, maybe you were always over at everything. Maybe you are friendly. Maybe you were a friendly person. That means you don't even know why you are friendly. You go to people first, even when they don't come to you. You do not, you do not have enemies. You go to everybody. You play around everybody. You make friends easily. And probably you were always the first to talk in public places. Have you asked yourself why? It is because you are Mr. Sangwine. You are Mr. or Mrs. Sangwine. Mr. Sangwine, Mrs. Sangwine. You know, you always talk first at occasions. You always talk first at public places. Mr. Sangwine, Miss Sangwine, you are, you have no fear in your dictionary. Where people see negativity, Mr. Sangwine sees positivity. Where people seem to go and do not come out successful, Mr. Sangwine, Miss Sangwine goes and comes out with silver, gold, and diamonds. That is why you act that way, because you are Mr. Sangwine. You do not believe in negativity, but everything around you you see as positive. You believe you can talk to anybody at any time. You believe you can say anything and go after it. That is why you act the way you do, because you are Mr. Someone. You are Miss Someone. Have you asked yourself why you are always slow to anger? Have you always asked yourself why people take you to be a weak fellow? Probably because you were always silent. You were always slow. You were always sluggish. You were always the last to say anything at any point in time. Have you asked yourself why people say you were a coward, even when they don't know? But you have an associating temperament that makes you a lion. That is because you're a Mr. Phlegmatic or Miss Phlegmatic. Mr. and Miss Phlegmatic. These are the weak side of humans. But have you asked yourself why you are always easily angered? Or why you are pepperish tempered? Have you asked yourself why nobody can please you? I know, but you are not happy over this. Your behavior doesn't seem to make you happy, but you can't just control it. You don't even know why you were acting this way. You've gone for deliverances, you've visited some soothsayers, all because you are no longer happy over your behavior, over your attitude. It is not your fault. It is because of the temperament you are associated to. Now listen to me. If you were always uptight, if you were always unnecessarily angry, such that people can hardly please you, if you were the sort of person that friends are always scared of you due to your extreme anger, your pepperish anger, even when it's not worth it, even when it's not worth it, like someone jokes with you capitalize everything into anger, and people seem to be running away from you, calling you arrogant, calling you uptight, calling you unbearable. Not exactly you were unbearable, but your temperament has made you somewhat unbearable. So, the earlier you discover why you act for what you do, the better for you. So, if you are easily angered, if nobody can hardly please you, you are master. Guess what? Guess what you are? Just guess, guess, guess. Guess what you are? You are master melancholy. If you are easily, if you are easily angered, such that you have seeked solution everywhere, yet you seem not to find solution. And you were still wondering, why am I always angry? Even when it's not worth getting angry for. Melancholy, that is who you are. Right? Now, let's talk about Master Choleric. I bet you that you haven't also asked yourself why you were a do or die person, why you can kill at any point in time, why you do not have sorry as part of you. It is because you are Master Choleric. Master Choleric doesn't see anything wrong in what he does. He is quick to judge people. He is a self righteous person. Everything he does seems to be the best. But yet, he does the wrongest of acts. Yet, sidelines his own, but decides to judge you instead. That is Mr. Choleric. He sees nothing wrong in what he does, but everything wrong he sees in what people do. Even when he's supposed to congratulate you, he looks for a crooked way to make it wrong, to blame it on you, but you didn't do it right here, you didn't do it right there, Mr. Choleric. Well, nevertheless, you were a nice person. You were a nice person, Mr. Choleric, yes, even though you had